Hello, everybody. My name is Larry Robeson, and I am very proud to be able to present my one-man show, the African American Portrait Gallery. Well, what I'm going to present tonight is the history of Paul Robeson and Garrett Morgan. We African Americans must heed a sacred call to that which lies before us. I go out now and do my little part in helping my untutored brother. That was my valedictorian speech, Rutgers College, class of 1919. I say then, and I still say, on ourselves alone will depend the preservation of our liberty. And we, as Black people, are struggling on to show that no power outside of himself can prevent man or woman from sustaining an honorable character. That races, like individuals, must stand or fall by their own merit. That to truly succeed, they must practice the virtues of self-reliance, self-respect, and industry. Mama, do you hear me, Mama? They made me valedictorian, Mama. But it's been a long time since I made that speech. I've been bitter at times, and I've been angry, Mama, but I miss you. I can still see you while I sat on the floor as a child and you baked biscuits with that wonderful lingering smell in the air, and that old cook fire stove that exploded into hellfire and took you away from me, Mama. But I've never really let you go. Tonight, I'm taking you to see me do Shakespeare, Mama. Yeah, you and Papa too. I know he's up there with you. I'll be the first African American to play the most famous African in the history of theater. The first. Imagine, Mama, it took almost 300 years to cast Othello with a genuine aristocrat like me. The beautiful Desdemona, who I, Othello, has secretly married, has a racist father. He has accused me in so many words of abuse. He tells me that I could not have possibly seduced his daughter with my sooty skin had she not been drugged or bewitched. And so, before the magistrate, the Duke, I, Othello, stand tall and say, so truly, to your grave ears, I'll present how I thrived in this fair lady's love, and she in mine. Her father loved me, oft invited me, still questioned me the story of my life. From year to year, the battles, sieges, fortunes I had passed, wherein I spake of most disastrous chances, of moving accidents of flood and field, of hairbreadth escapes in the imminent deadly breach, of being taken by the insolent foe and sold into slavery, and of the cannibals who eat each other. This to hear with Desdemona seriously inclined, and quite often beguiled her of her tears when I spake of some distressful stroke my youth had suffered. She loved me for the dangers I had passed, and I loved her that she did pity them. This only is the witchcraft I have used. That's Shakespeare, Mama, just for you. You know, the more I travel this country, the more fame I'm handed, the more I sleep on brand new sheets, the more I curse the lynchings going on all around us, and everyone covering everybody's tracks. The poverty of the Negro people, the cruelty of the Jim Crow system. Bessie Smith, She was a great jazz blues singer, and she died after an unfortunate accident. She bled to death trying to find a Negro hospital because she was refused at a white hospital. But I also think about this man here. This is the great Matthew Henson, the Negro explorer who forged the path for Robert Edwin Perry to the North Pole before any human had been there before. I would have known nothing about this man if I had not struggled and studied to find out all I could about who we are in this world. But, Mama, I know that there are good people of conscience, black and white, who are banding together to make it an America for everyone someday. And now, I will present the song for which I am most famous for. And some of the older members of the audience might recognize it. Old Man River, that old man river, he must know something, but don't say nothing. He just keeps rolling, he keeps on rolling along. He don't plant taters, he don't plant cotton, and them that plants them is soon forgotten. But old man River, he just keeps rolling along. You and me, we sweat and strain, body all aching and racked with pain. Tote that barge and lift that bale. You get a little drunk and you lands in jail. I grow weary and sick of trying. I'm tired of living and feared of dying. But old man River, he just keeps rolling along. Hello, folks. My name is Garrett Morgan. I'm an inventor. And I have invented some things that you people use all the time, but nobody knows who I am. So I figured I'd come back and let everybody know about my accomplishments. Now, first of all, I was born in Paris, Kentucky. Yeah, I'm just a farm boy. That's much better. Yeah, I had you fooled there about that Paris joke. I didn't want anybody to be confused about an African American not being born in this country, if you know what I mean. But let me tell you, I'm just a farm boy. I was number 7 of 11 kids. And when I was half grown, I took off with a loaf of bread and some apples to Cincinnati, Ohio. Took a job nobody wanted but me. And I had to pay someone to teach me how to read and speak good grammar so I could get on in this world. You know, a Negro's got to have a lot of ammunition to get ahead, and the best ammunition is what's in your head. And speaking good grammar is a big part of that. Also, I own and manage the Cleveland Call newspaper. That's right, I own it. A Negro who owns his own newspaper. Now, people used to gossip about how I got my money. You know, a Negro first generation out of slavery. Well, I got my money the same way most other folks do, hard work. Now, one of my inventions I'll talk about right now is something that you basically see all the time. When you're moseying along out there in the streets or driving one of those automobiles, You see those flashing lights up there? Well, I invented them. The traffic light. I invented it. I'm not kidding. I wouldn't fool you. You know, you wouldn't believe all the folks who were getting run over and the horses that were being scared by all those automobiles before I got my invention patented. That's one of my major contributions to society, and I'm proud of it. But this is the old-fashioned street light. And it was basically more of a street sign, technically. And it would go ding, and it would go like start, and a sign would come up, and then that sign would go down, and another sign would go up and say ding, and that's for go. And that was high tech back in those days. That really amazed people. So it's the basic format of today's street light. Now, another one of my inventions is this right here. Looks kind of funny, don't it? But it's designed to keep people safe from bad smoke and air in certain situations. Now, a lot of people thought this invention looked funny until a bunch of construction workers up Lake Erie got trapped in a tunnel, and the rescue workers had a hard time getting them out. So me and my brothers put on our funny-looking gear here and went in there and got most of them out anyway. Well, I am so proud of this invention, which is now called, what is that? The gas mask. I thank the Lord for every life that my invention saved during the Great War and all these more modern wars and different tunnel disasters. So, I just figured I'd let you know who I am, and I love being here to talk to all y'all, and have a wonderful day. Hello, Dolly, this is Louis. Dolly, it's so nice to have you back where you belong. You're looking swell. Dolly, I can tell. Dolly, you're still going, you're still crowing, you're still going strong. I feel the room swaying, 'cause the band's playing one of those old favorite songs from way back when. So take her back, fellas, find her an empty lot, fellas. Dolly ain't never going away again. That was the one and only Louis Armstrong. And Louis Armstrong actually lived in Corona, which was it was like, I guess, the difference between Fort Lauderdale and Dania. And he lived down the block from my grandma. And one day, back in like 1968 or 69, my mom, she used to work as a nurse at Elmer's General Hospital. And she came to work at night, so she comes home in the morning getting ready to go to school, and she's like, I took care of Louis Armstrong last night, and he was ailing, he was getting old, and she had the pleasure to be there and care for him. And she said that he was the freshest man she ever saw in her life, but also the most charming. So he sent her an autographed picture of himself, because he liked my mom so much, and somehow she misplaced it in the house. And then she found it again years later, and then she misplaced it again. So, like, Mom, you're gonna get that picture. But that would be great. Oh, if I could just have that with me when I'm doing this, it would be incredible. But I'm so happy to be able to do this because, as an actor, you do things and it's generally fiction and you're bringing fiction to life. And in this situation, you're kind of bringing history to life. So, all right, well, folks, that's all for now.